Alright, what is up guys? This is Brendan, and I am here to teach you the worst way to edit photos, but everyone requested a tutorial, so I will show you how I do them. So, we're starting off with a roller of Adrian's car, and the picture is pretty flat and a tad overexposed. So, usually I like to underexpose a little bit, but it's not the best, it's not the easiest to control exposure when you're shooting rollers, like with a manual focus lens and trying to deal with focus, and it just, yeah, it's a lot. So anyways, um, we are going to be using some of my presets to get started, and usually I edit presets for every set, just to fit the car the best and adjust the colors of the car, but usually I start out with this one, which is called my main portrait preset, and I don't know why it's called that because I always use it for cars. But usually it just warms things up a little bit. Doesn't really do a whole lot, obviously, um, but it gives us a little bit of contrast and a little bit of color. So first things first. Usually I start out with white balance. So this picture is a little bit warm, so we'll tone it down back to blue. So it's probably around 5200 because this was shot in the daytime, and this car is light gray, so we're looking maybe a little bit 5400. And then the tint is actually pretty good. It might be a hair pinker than, or a hair greener than pink, so we can adjust this. And usually I like to go a little bit more on the pinker side than the greener side. I think pink and blue is a great combo. It's just nice and clean. Over orange and green is kind of like a not not a great white balance situation. So if you always have to white balance something, go more blue and pink is the Beastof's way. But obviously, what we need to do is we need to brighten up this wheel because I have no idea why it's pitch black because this one's pretty bright. It's the reflection. And then we're going to darken the road, darken the sky, and hopefully try to keep the same exposure on the car, brighten the wheels, and we should be good. So first things first, let's jump off into this nice rectangular selector, and usually I just like to drag it down about halfway. And it kind of sucks because it affects the car, so it's not the best method, but we can get that sky to pop a little bit more, like so. And so it's add a little bit of contrast, and that's good right there. Maybe add a tink of exposure, and then we'll select from the bottom going up, obviously, do that, do change that back to being neutral-ish, because I don't know why Lightroom has to do that every time. It's annoying, it just got stuck like that. So we'll do that for now. And obviously this photo isn't looking great yet. It looked weird, but it's getting better. So we need to do these wheels really bad because this wheel is really bothering me. So once this computer loads, because it's sounding like it's going to blow up right now, we will select the back wheel. And so usually I like to do it a little bit bigger than the back wheel so it fully affects the back wheel, and it doesn't do much to the paint since the paint's bright and we're pulling out the shadows. So we'll go ahead and just adjust it back to neutral. We'll invert that, and wow, that looks awesome, right? So we'll bring the highlights up a little bit, we'll bring the whites up a little bit. Of course the blacks and the shadows are what you're really looking for. And then this exposure needs to be positive. You can dehaze it a little bit and add a little bit of clarity, and the dehaze will darken it, but it'll take out some of the look that comes with pulling blacks out away, and we'll add a little bit of clarity. And that looks a lot better. So if you compare them, that looks a lot better. So going up to the front wheel, we'll bring it out a little bit. It doesn't need as much help. Obviously, I like trying to keep wheels about the same brightness, just so it doesn't look funky. Obviously, this photo looks funky since the wheels are different brightness. We'll do that, we'll do that, we'll do that, we'll do that, we'll do that. And then I have to invert the mask. I wish it just came inverted every time. I don't know why Adobe made it that way, but oh geez. Alright. So, oh geez, not again. Obviously, I'm not very good at Lightroom, as being shown. Anyways, let's pull out the shadows a little bit, the blacks, a touch of clarity. Usually I like to keep it around 20. Dehaze it a little bit, darken it back up. And that's looking pretty good. So let's see if they're pretty equal. Obviously they're not. So let's brighten the back one up a little bit more. I like showing off these breaks. These M breaks look pretty good, so that will be my max right there before stuff starts to go wrong. Then we can go back and adjust the front, and we'll just put the exposure at 0, and it should be pretty good. I just click on install. Anyways, yeah. All right, go away. So it's looking pretty good. The car is looking like it's got some nice HDR going on. It looks fancy, and go ahead and do this really quick because it is going into paint quite a bit. It doesn't look bad, but it's annoying. That's better. That's a lot better. And so that's what we have so far. Pretty happy with it, but it's not the best. We could be better. So, I mean, obviously I like the whole road to look like this. So let's try doing this. Not really liking the look, loving the look of this, but yeah, that does not look good. A lot of my photos are all trial and error, so I'll just dick around with them for a while. But usually having the smoothest gradient works the best. It just will interfere with the car quite a bit, so maybe do like, yeah, looks good. We'll add some clarity because he doesn't love clarity, and yeah, right about there is good. Um, so that's what it looks like so far. It's got like kind of a stormier tone to it than before, but obviously I'd say it looks better. I'd hope it looks better. So, yes,